After a 3-year break, a big bill is coming back. The COVID-19 pause for federal student loans ends on October 1st. That means millions of Americans will need to start making payments again in about a week. A new student loan survey shows many of them are nervous about the impact it will have on their finances. Earlier, I talked with Dr. Billy Hensley, president and CEO of the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education, about the results of that survey and what borrowers can do.
For the first time in over 3 years, interest is accruing as of September, and payments are due in October. And so with this poll, we wanted to explore the potential impact this will have on their finances and the finances of their inner circle, meaning spouses, children, grandchildren, and so forth. And half of these borrowers are anxious and worried of what the end of the repayment pause will mean. They're saying it's going to negatively impact their financial lives. In particular, 83% will have to make financial changes to their budget. 23% are saying that they're going to cut between $500 and $1,000 a month from their budget. 1 in 10 actually are planning to cut more than $1,000 a month out of their budget. So when you add that, thinking about this inner circle, it's about 1 in 4 U.S. adults are going to potentially have to cut their discretionary spending, and it's going to be felt locally and nationally in the economy.
How many borrowers kept up with their payments over this pause?
Well, there's a couple of points in these data that are a silver lining, if you will. One of those is that about half made most or every payment. 30% did not make any, and then the rest are sort of somewhere in between. We also have received word I've seen recently that around 800,000 borrowers have been notified of some level of cancellation, and those are borrowers who are in an income-driven repayment plan, or as the Department of Education is citing, sort of historic administrative failures in getting borrowers into the right repayment plans or the right forgiveness plans to which they have qualified.
Is this impacting students' decisions to possibly take further education down the line?
Well, the vast majority of borrowers are actually satisfied with their education, which is the other silver lining that I was pointing to. But 47% are less likely to take on additional education. 38% are more likely. And really what this boils down to is common, you think about the data, it's higher balances, you're less likely to continue to pursue education. But I've always centered this discussion in myself in particular, but in this investment of self. I was the first person in my family to go to college, and student loans actually were an on-ramp for me. They provided an opportunity that I may not have had otherwise. And so, but I had to think about the return on that investment, the cost of the degree versus my earning potential, especially in those early years of work.
And borrowers may find that they have a new loan servicer, and so it's really important that they understand what the terms are if for whatever reason they were to miss a payment or not make payments when they start it again.
Right. The Department of Education has actually started rolling out a couple of new products, one in particular that's looking at payments based on your income, and there are products available now. There's a new one that, in my opinion, is actually better aligned to help lower income earners, especially in your early work years. But you need to educate yourself on things like the differences between the public loans and the private loans, and that's where you can get information on studentaid.gov. They have a great calculator that'll show you what's the sort of the best or ideal repayment plan based on your individual situation. But I will say use caution with private loans. A lot of those private loans will not qualify for certain kinds of relief options like lower payments and forgiveness and so forth. Be on the lookout for scams. This topic is very popular right now, and there are bad players who are trying to take advantage of that. So protect your information. If it's too good to be true, it is absolutely too good. It's not something you want to do. And never pay a fee to apply for federal relief. It's not going to improve your odds or speed up the process.
Lastly, I've talked to some high school students who are just so fearful of taking on any type of student loan debt. What's your advice to them? To find out more about the SAVE plan, which provides the lowest monthly payments of any income-driven plan, go to studentaid.gov.